So for Aries sign, Rahu Maharaj will be transiting from Aries to Pisces now. So it is 12th house transit. 12th house transit, as we know, that it is the house of expenses. This is the house of foreign travel as well, hospitalization as well. So Rahu Maharaj transiting through the 12th house. On one hand, of course, it is a relief for all Aries sign people, because last 1.5 years have been little difficult and terrible for all these people who have been going through Rahu Gochar. So all the uncertainty, fear, difficulties, confusion is now going to end. Things are going to get better for all Aries people with Rahu Maharaj moving into the 12th house. And also the Ketu was transiting from the 7th house, which means last 1.5 years they have faced a lot of troubles in their relationships as well. All these things are changing for Aries. Now this could be a very good time for Aries people to go for a foreign tour. However, they have to make sure that their expenses are not exceeding their budgets. There is a good possibility that during this time they overspend and they might get into debts also. So they have to take care of their spending as well as be very careful in incurring more debts. If there are already some loans and debts going on, it is best advised for Aries people to keep a close track of repayment of loans, because during this time there is a good possibility that they may not be very vigilant about their debt patterns and they might incur a lot of debts by end of this period. Rahu in the 12th house may sometimes cause hospitalization also. So again, making sure that you are taking good care of your health, because Ketu Maharaj, when he's in the 6th house, transiting in the 6th house, during this time people often ignore their health. So if you're ignoring the health, Aries moon sign people especially, if you're ignoring your health, you might have to get hospitalized. So it is highly advised, make sure that you have a good health routine, get your health checkups done on regular basis. There is a possibility, as 6th house is also house of your job, so there is a possibility for change of job for all Aries sign people. So if you are anyways looking for it, you have been planning for it, November onwards it is a good time.
Also, if you look from the health perspective, since the 12th and 6th house are involved and Agni is going to rise in the 6th house, so sudden problems with respect to the ulceration of intestines, also the stomach issues, they all rise a lot. So it is better for them to have something which should pacify the pitta, either the parboiled rice if they are consuming in the night, or they can take the curd to help their gut health go well. Also, since the Rahu Maharaj is transiting through 12th house, you have very well told about the hospitalization chances. Also, they should take care of their eyes and the lower limbs. They are going to be affected because sudden pain and neuropathies can rise. The Vata issues can increase because they are transiting in the 12th and aspecting the 8th house. So what remedies do you suggest for them?
See, for health related issues, for if you're facing some job related issues, I certainly suggest that one Aries sign people, they should worship Lord Ganapati. Listening to the chants of Ganapati Atharva Shirsham twice a day at least, morning and evening, is very helpful. And if you think that the loans are increasing too much, the expenses are going out of the budgets, I also recommend doing the chants of, or listening to the chants of Durga Suktam. Rahu Maharaj can be pacified by praying to Goddess Durga. Of course, there are Rahu Shanti Mantra also, Ketu Shanti Mantra also, which can be done to take care of your health as well as expenses. For health, of course, Ketu Shanti Mantras, you can easily find it on Navagraha Stotram. The last one is Ketu Shanti Mantra. And for Rahu Maharaj also, the same Navagraha Stotram, there is a Puranic Mantra which can be chanted by everyone. No initiation is required. So I recommend people listening to or chanting the Rahu Shanti Mantra, Rahu Mantra, for the pacification of Rahu, if the expenses are going a little too high.
So for Taurus moon sign people, it is a good thing that is going to happen, that Rahu Ketu transit is happening in 5th and the 11th house. So Rahu Maharaj, when comes to 11th house, the manifestation of desires used to happen, and whatever they are willing for, they are longing for, this is the time when that can manifest for you. All the desires can materialize. But at the same time, when Ketu Maharaj is in 5th house, so this is the time usually when the desires not arise much. So yes, they can have a thing that they should plan something and they should take the sankalpa for big seva, for big responsibilities for the society and for the family, and whatever they want to do, whatever project they want to take, this is the time when they will be having blessings in it. And also, since the transit is happening in the 5th and the 11th house, so what all impacts can be there on the education part?
See, for 5th house, Ketu's transit, it is not the best time for all students. So you must focus more on your studies, because you might not get the results you have been expecting. This is not the best time to appear for competitive exams also. But if you have no choice, this is the year. Double your efforts. Along with it, I would also recommend pray to Lord Ganapati. Every day, morning and evening, listen to the chants of Ganapati Atharva Shirsham, and visit Ganapati temple every Tuesday and offer some prasadam to Ganapati. Go for 7 parikramas, 7 times circumambulate Lord Ganapatis. This may also be a time when you have to take care of your stomach, because Ketu transiting the 5th house may cause acidity or indigestion, stomach-related issues. However, this is a very good time for all sadhaks, people who are doing mantra practices. 5th house is the house of mantra chanting. So if you are a sadhak, if you are practicing mantras every day, from November till May of 2025, fantastic time for you to do your mantra practices. Mantras will fetch results. In fact, this is the time when often mantras get siddha, mantras get perfected. So mantra siddhi is bestowed by Ketu Maharaj when it transits from the 5th house. A very good time. Use this time for as much mantra chanting as you can do. Rahu Maharaj in the 11th at the same time will certainly expand your circle. 11th house is also the house of your network, your friends. So this is the time when you might feel that you're spending a lot of time with your friends, or your friend circle will expand, your network, business, if you're into business, your business network will expand. So this is a good time to earn as such for all those professionals who are looking for an increment or for some hike in their income. Coming 1.5 years is going to be very beneficial. Use this time for all kind of gains or expanding your network. For students at the same time, as I mentioned, this may not be a best time for their studies. On the other hand, they might like to spend more time with their friends, less time with their studies. They have to find a balance between the two. So, of course, your heart will go towards your friends, spending time with them, going out with them, towards fun and frolic. But that's where the discipline is required. And Lord Ganapati will help you.
So, if we talk about the health of Taurus moon sign people, then from the 11th house, Rahu Maharaj will be affecting 3 houses, the 3rd house, 7th house and the 11th. Altogether, the health issues may rise suddenly in these 3 aspects. So 3rd house represents the issues of thyroid, issues of ENT. So if someone is having already the problems of sinuses, sinusitis, so it can flare up suddenly. Or if the problems are there with respect to thyroid, then the balance can be disturbed in the initial part of this transit. So please do not make your medications irregular in these times. Continue with it. Also, the 7th house is affected. That means the part of kidneys and menstrual issues can also flare up in the woman. So please take care of health regarding the kidneys and menstrual health well. And the kidney issues, to prevent them, drink a lot of water. So this is advisable for them. Also, Ketu Maharaj's transit in the 5th house indicates that the Agni will be there in the stomach high. So yes, the Pitta is going to increase, the fire will be more. So some ghee if they are consuming regularly, this is advisable for them, so that they are not developing ulcerations and the wall is not getting heated much.
In fact, having some boiled rice at dinner time around 8:30 p.m. If you have dinner early, then still I would recommend have a spoonful of rice around 8:30 p.m. with some ghee in it. This will pacify the Ketu energy in your stomach, and things, especially health-wise, things will be fine. For Gemini moon sign now. Gemini moon sign, Rahu Maharaj will be transiting from 10th house and Ketu Maharaj will be transiting from 4th house. So when Rahu Maharaj moves into the 10th house in Gochar, it creates some obstruction, some disruption in ongoing work. So if you're doing something, you might feel that this work is disrupted, because 10th house is the house of profession, karma, your contribution to the world at large. So whatever you have been doing, whatever your profession is, what your work is, you might feel that it might either change or you feel disrupted. However, if Rahu Maharaj is bestowing you with his blessing, it will lead you towards great progress. This time the 10th house expansion happens. Your work domain will expand, your responsibilities will grow. However, the current thing will get disrupted. It may also bring some chaos. That's the way evolution happens. So if you're evolving from one level to other, if it is intellectual evolution, then it is always preceded by confusion. Similarly, if it is about work, if you're evolving, some disruption, some chaos must get introduced to your current schedule, and that's how you move on to the next level. So be prepared for some disruption, some chaos at your work. However, it is a good time for Gemini people, Gemini moon sign people, to grow in their profession. You will get a lot of opportunities. You might get some great opportunities from a foreign land also. If you're planning to travel to some other foreign land, or if you're looking for an opportunity abroad, this could be a favorable time. Ketu Maharaj in the 4th house at the same time may cause some discontentment in your heart. Though the work will be growing, but still you'll feel a little discontent in your heart. You might feel that things are not going as per your wish, but that is okay. It is okay to feel a little discontented, but the growth is happening. You might need to take care of mother's health, because 4th house is the mother's house, house of mother, and Ketu Maharaj transiting may impact, or you might get some worries about the health of mother. So if you have not been taking care of your mother, this is a time. Do not take, if she is complaining about some body ache or anything, make sure that all the body checkups are done properly.
And for the health only, like for the individual level, if you talk about, since Rahu Maharaj is there in 10th house, that is a house of the knees itself. The sudden arthritic pain or knee pain can flare up, and especially during the first half of this transit. Also, they are aspecting the 6th and the 2nd house. So yes, the problems with respect to intestines and the eyes and the issues, if they are present in the throat, they all can flare up. So yes, they should take care about them. If they are having any of such symptoms, they should not ignore them if any of area is covering. Also, Ketu Maharaj is transiting through the 4th house. So Agni is there in the cardiovascular system at a higher pace. So yes, the hypertension and high BP is a problem which can suddenly rise up. If they are already hypertensive, then the BP will fluctuate more. So yes, they should take care of this part of health accordingly. Also, if we talk about change of place from, or the chances of leaving your homeland, this is present in the Gemini moon sign people, that they might have to leave their home for their work. So this is expected to happen. So accordingly, be prepared. And also, if we talk about their career progress, then as you have told that it will be disruptive. So it's like the chemical reactions which usually happen. So when a chemical reaction is occurring, the entropy rises, suddenly everything gets disturbed, and then a new product is formed. So it's looking in that way. And yes, overall this transit will definitely favor the professional aspects of it.
In fact, if somebody the Gemini moon sign planning to buy a vehicle or a new property, new house, this may not be a very suitable time. If you're planning to sell something, it may help you. The time will certainly help you in doing that. But buying a property or a house or a new vehicle in this 1.5 period until May of 2025 is not highly recommended for Gemini moon sign especially. As remedies, I would suggest, if the mother's health is not very good, of course Ketu Shanti Homa is recommended. If too much of disruption at work, if you're facing too much of chaos, then Rahu Shanti Homa is highly recommended. Listening to the chants of Ketu Maharaj in the Navagraha Stotram is also recommended. Similarly, for Rahu Maharaj also, Ardhakaya Mahaviryam, there is a shloka amongst the Navagraha Stotram shlokas. So chanting the shloka of Rahu Maharaj during the Rahu Kal time is also highly recommended to pacify the effect of Rahu Maharaj.
Also, since the Vayu is going to increase more, especially the disruption and chaos will be there. So, to balance the energy of Rudras is needed. So, yes, doing the Rudra mantra and chanting on Rudram also helps to pacify the effects of Rahu. So let's talk about the Rahu Ketu Transit's effect in the Cancer moon sign people. So for the Cancer moon sign people, the Rahu Maharaj is transiting from their 9th house and the Ketu Maharaj is transiting from the 3rd house. So in fact, this is the Marankarak Sthan for Rahu Maharaj, and so the effects which can be there for their professional life. So most commonly they will be having the transfers which are going to be their change of place if their job is transferable. But one thing is there that this transfer or change of place will not be of choice. Like the place where they want to go, they will not be able to go there. But yes, the change of place will be there. In some other direction they will be going. Also spiritually this time is not very good because the spiritual energy disturbs suddenly. The sadhana which you are doing from this time, it suddenly gets disrupted and a break usually occurs during this time. It is a difficult time to continue with the practices which we are doing already. So it is recommended that in spite you are facing some troubles, you should not stop, because that's how the things are. With your will and your effort, your reverence, you can make the things go well if you are continuing and rooted in the things which you are already practicing. Also, this is the time when the sudden pains in the waist, lower waist and the thighs can come up. The issues that are mostly prone for the accidents, they are also present. So this is the time when they should take care that they are avoiding the injuries as much as they can. Some precaution should always be there when you are walking, when you are going through any route which is not good, or if you are driving, then please take care that you are driving at safest point and you are also driving at lower speed safely.
Rahu Maharaj transiting through the 9th house. 9th house is also the house of your guru, house of your mentor, your seniors, your bosses at your workplace. And Rahu Maharaj is all about doubt and confusion and misunderstandings. So this is actual test of your faith. The entire period will actually test your faith. How much faith you have on your guru, or how is your relationship with your boss, your seniors at your place. So there is a possibility that doubts will crop up. Doubts about your guru, of course, you have to be very careful. You have to do your sadhana, have strong faith, do a lot of knowledge, listen to a lot of knowledge talks. At your work, make sure that there is no misunderstanding between your boss. There's a good possibility that a misunderstanding will crop up, but try to keep things as clear as possible. Even if they crop up, do not try to over justify it. You might feel that some injustice has happened with you, but it is okay. No, do not take any harsh decision basis that, because seniors will not favor you at this time. If you are dealing with government, do not expect any good things to come out of from the government. No favors from government you can expect during this time. 9th house is also the government. Rahu Maharaj transiting, it is not favorable. Sun represents the government. Rahu Maharaj transiting 9th house, it shows even if there are some possibilities, if you're applying for a project with the government or you're partnering with the government, things may not work out during this time. 9th house is also the house of long travel. So Rahu Maharaj transiting the 9th house will certainly give you a lot of opportunities to travel. In fact, you might have to travel a lot. Ketu Maharaj, on the other hand, is transiting your 3rd house. Again, a good time for spiritual initiation. If you're not initiated into Gayatri Mantra, a good time. However, the relationship with your younger siblings needs to be taken care of. There are good possibilities that because of one or the other reason, the misunderstandings between you two will grow, or you might have to separate, or you might have to part your ways. Some disturbance is indicated in your relationship with siblings. 3rd house is also the house of neighbors. So make sure that you do not disturb or do not spoil your relationship with your neighbors, because this might bring some difficult time. in terms of your relationship with your neighbors. Of course, you already mentioned that one must drive very carefully during this time. Third house is also your driving skills. So often when Ketu Maharaj transits the third house, you tend to ignore the traffic rules. Do not do that. Be very careful there. And third house is also, as you mentioned, is also the house place of throat, ENT, ear, nose, throat. So that's where your health issues may crop up. So take care. Third house, Ketu Maharaj transiting, the best remedy for third house Ketu is to get initiated into some Ganapati mantra. Ketu Maharaj is pacified by praying to Lord Ganapati. So if you can get a Ganapati mantra or start chanting Ganapati mantras during this dasha, it will really help pacify the Ketu's effect in the third house. For Rahu Maharaj's effect in the ninth house, chanting Durga mantra is highly recommended. For all those who are associated with Art of Living, and if you have done Guru Puja program, make sure that you are chanting Guru Puja every single day. If you are a Guru Puja Pandit, perform it every day. Highly recommended, because as I mentioned, your faith will be tested during this period.
Also, it is recommended that it will be difficult, but please stick on to what you are doing. Okay? Do not go for spiritual shopping, because this is the time you will feel my practice is not working, it is not required for me. And you can go for attitude of spiritual shopping to other sects and other gurus also. You might seek that, oh, this is looking very charming and this is having more of depth than mine one. So do not enter into this kind of trap. It is recommended to just stay where you are.
For Leo people, Rahu Maharaj will be in the 8th house, Ketu Maharaj is in the 2nd house. 8th house is the house of accidents. It is also the house of prana. So it is very important that you maintain your prana. Because when Rahu Maharaj is transiting the 8th house, the prana may go low, and this might cause troubles. This might cause not only physical troubles, but also you might feel disinterested, depressed because of the low prana. So it is important for all Simha Rashi people, all Leo moon sign people to do pranayamas every single day, do some asanas every day, practice meditations every day. Extremely important. 8th house is also the house of accidents. Rahu Maharaj transiting there. Now accident doesn't necessarily means road accident. Accident means slipping somewhere or suddenly something happens and you catch the bed. So it is important for all Simha Rashi people to do some Rahu Shanti Puja. If you are into the field of research and innovation, this could be a very good time, because 8th house is also the house of research. So people who are involved in any kind of research, this could be a very good time. In fact, research related to something edible, food items or medicines, ingestible medicines, those could be a very, for such fields, this could be a very good time. People who are involved in such fields, this could be a breakthrough time. At the same time, Ketu Maharaj is also in the 2nd house. 2nd house is the house of family. So you might have some disturbances with family members. Simha Rashi or Leo moon sign people may not like to be with family. They want to leave and then go somewhere else or spend time alone rather than being with people around. If there are already some disturbances in the family relationship, this time may be even more difficult, because Ketu Maharaj is not supporting the relationship with family. It is in fact aggravating the disturbances and troubles in the family. 2nd house is everything about what you speak and what you eat. And Ketu Maharaj is the area where you ignore things. So the natural tendency during this time for all Leo moon sign people is to not to be careful in what they are eating and talking also. So it is extremely important. Consciously they have to make an effort to see what they are eating. They should always eat healthy food, right kind of food with high prana, maintain the 4 sources of prana especially. Also, it is very important to mind your words, mind your tone, how you're talking and what you are saying for Simha Rashi people. This may not be the best time to manage your finances. You might feel a liquidity crunch during this time, Ketu Maharaj in the second house. So it is best to take advice of a financial consultant or somebody senior who understands finances better before making any investment decisions. Try to keep some cash with you. Do not try to invest everything for the long term. Your bank balance should have some liquidity. Otherwise, things may get very tight for you. So you have to be careful on that part.
If we talk about the health of the Simha Rashi people, since Rahu Maharaj is entering the 8th house, suddenly the Vayu dosha will increase, and since he is also aspecting the 12th house, sleep disturbances are likely to happen. So please take care of your sleep from this time onwards only, so that you are not having troubles. Ensure that you are at least having 6 to 8 hours of sleep daily, and also do not be awake too much in night. Okay, take care of this. Also, when Ketu Maharaj is in the second house, suddenly the inflammatory issues of eyes and throat might flare up, and since Rahu Maharaj is in the 8th house, the irritable bowel syndrome is likely to happen. So it can occur that sudden diarrhea and constipation is happening at the back to back, and also it is happening at in a cyclic manner. Okay, so this is the time when the gut health usually gets disturbed. So better to take the medicines if you are having such disturbances to pacify it, and also avoid lot of oily and those foods which aggravate the vata. So this is an important aspect. And also since the prana is going to disturb, yes, doing the Rudra mantra, chanting the Rudram or listening to Rudram, and also doing the Abhishekam over the Shivlinga with the honey is recommended, because it pacifies the Vayu dosha below.
In fact, 8th house Rahu transit, we also recommend, if you're associated with the Art of Living, we also recommend doing the advanced meditation program offered by the Art of Living as frequently as possible. I recommend 3 to 4 advanced meditation program in a year, especially for the next 1.5 years. So in this 1.5 period, from November to May 2025, aim to get at least 5 to 6 advanced meditation programs done. For Virgo moon sign people, very important, Shaji. Ketu Maharaj is entering into Virgo moon sign. Rahu Maharaj is going to enter into Pisces. It will be like 7th sign from Virgo. It is your moon sign, Virgo people. When Ketu Maharaj enters your moon sign, next 1.5 year, best to get some Ketu remedy done. I would suggest during this 1.5 year period, get the Ketu Shanti Homa done twice, every 6 to 7 months. So once you should get it done in November, after that probably next year around April, May, and then towards the end of next year by December of 2024 also. 3 homas at least in a year. Listen to Ganapati Atharva Shirsh every single day, 3 times a day, morning, afternoon and evening. Visit Ganapati temple every Tuesday and offer raw bananas to Lord Ganapati, or get Durva Archana done at Ganapati temple. Chandra is all about your emotions, moon is all about your emotions, and Ketu is transiting your moon sign. So when Ketu transits the moon sign, of any Rashi, it causes a lot of emotional turmoil. It could be anything, depending on what dasha is going on, what is your age, but this is the time when you go through some emotional setback. Recently, we have seen this happening with Tula Rashi people, with Libra sign. Now Ketu Maharaj is moving from Libra to Virgo. So Virgo sign people have to be very careful. They must do all the remedies. If they can chant the Ketu mantra, the Ketu shloka from the Navagraha Stotra every day 108 times, highly recommended, along with all other remedies. This is the time when you have to take care of your emotional health very well. At the same time, Rahu Maharaj will be transiting the 7th house. So on one hand, Ketu Maharaj is indicative of ignoring an aspect of life. So you might ignore your health, you may ignore yourself when Ketu Maharaj is transiting. At the same time, Rahu Maharaj is about obsessiveness about something. So when it is transiting through the 7th house, you are either too obsessed about your partners, your life partner, your relationship. So all these things suddenly become the centerpiece of your life. So try not to be too obsessive about a relationship. Try not to think too much about your relationship and partner, because sometimes in overthinking, overdoing, we spoil things. That's how things start with Rahu Maharaj. If you are into business, then differences or misunderstandings may arise between your partners and you. In relationship, whether you are married or not married, in a relationship, there is a good possibility that differences may arise between the two partners. So it is also important to do some Rahu Shanti Dana. Again, for Rahu Maharaj in the 7th house, I recommend listening to Rudram chantings, the chantings of Sri Rudra Puja at sunset time. 7th house remedies are usually done at sunset time. And because Rahu Maharaj is going to transit in the 7th house, so sunset time, if you do this remedy, it is much more effective. So either chant Rahu Shanti Mantra, Rahu Mantra from Navagraha Stotram 108 times every day sunset time. And along with it, if you can listen to Rudram chants, it will be 50 minutes to 1 hour, not too much of time. So 50 minutes to 1 hour. You can play the chantings in your background and continue to do what you're doing. If you can meditate also along with it, fantastic. In case people do not find time to listen to the entire Rudram every day for 1 hour or 1.5 hours, they can at least play and listen, do the mantra snana, bathe in the mantras. This will also help pacify the effect of Rahu Maharaj in the 7th house.
Also, if we look about their health, then since Ketu Maharaj is there in the Lagna, so it indicates that sudden headaches can be there, and also the issues which are there, the dementia might flare up if the person is in the older age. So yes, they should take care of it, that they are consuming their diet accordingly. You should consume more nuts, and you also should take care that you are consuming some medicines which help to improve your memory. These two issues are present. Also, the menstrual disturbances is likely to happen for the females who are having the Virgo sign. So take care of your menstrual health well. Okay, and the issues which are related to the ear, nose, throat again can flare up because of this position. So yes, the allergies and all the issues of allergic rhinitis usually increases during this time. And also, if we talk about the business people, then suddenly all your attention can be there that what your partner is doing, and you are too much obsessed towards your business partner also along with the life partner. So so please take care that you are not disturbing the other one too much by poking him again and again. So for Libra moon sign people, the Rahu Maharaj is entering into your 6th house and Ketu Maharaj is entering into the 12th house. This is a very good news for you, because this is a very favorable transit, as it indicates that the chronic disease which is there, or any disease which is troubling you from a long time, you might get much relief from it. Also, if you see about the litigations, if the litigations are there from a longer time and nothing is working out for that, so the matters of litigation will come to a conclusion during these times and the results are much favorable. Also, the other aspect of change in job is there, that job might change during this time, and it is a favorable change, not that unfavorable change which occurs. If we talk about the energy of 6th house, it represents rogue, rin, shatru, the enemies, deaths and diseases. So yes, the person's whole attention usually comes over the 6th house. So even the small thing which is happening in the body, usually you might get a lot of fear about it, or you might be over obsessed regarding your health. Also regarding your enemies, like the colleagues which you are having in your workforce, so you might be having all your attention that what others are thinking about you. These things will disturb you during these times. So meditate every day so that you are not having these problems. And if we talk about the health aspect, then yes, this will make you free from the disease which is already present. But since it is aspecting the 10th house and the 2nd house, so yes, definitely it can give rise to the troubles of arthritis again if you are having this problem, because it is going to aspect the 10th house. Okay, so yes, Only the people who are having the high Vata dosha, they need to take care that they have to pacify their dosha before this transit occurs, so that they are not getting into these problems.
Sixth house Nishchay is also the house of competition. So for those who are into business, this is a good time to get ahead of their competition. Although students who are appearing for competitive exams, this is also a good time for them to excel and to secure a good rank in the competitive exam. At the same time, Ketu Maharaj in the 12th house. 12th house is the house of moksha, liberation, letting go things. So this is also a good time for all spiritual seekers to practice letting go of their old habits, letting go of their old patterns. This is also a good time to do some donations and charity. 12th house Ketu can suddenly instigate or suddenly kindle the desire or a longing to become free, longing to attain moksha, to get enlightened. So this is a very good time for people who are just entering into spirituality. This is a good time for them to sow the seed of spirituality in their lives. At the same time, Rahu Maharaj in the 6th house, as you correctly mentioned, this may help people to get over the past diseases. 6th house is also the house of debts. In some businesses where debts are required, this is a good time if you are actually planning to expand your business and it takes a lot of loan or a big debt to be taken from the banks or financial institution. This is a good time to apply for it because it shows that there will be a sudden increase in your debt. But at the same time, Ketu Maharaj present in the 12th will not let you get bound by it. So it is a healthy debt which you might incur during this time, which you can repay later on easily. So yes, if you're planning to expand your business, good time to apply for debts. Any remedy would you like to suggest?
So mostly good things are only going to happen for them because of this transit. So yes, the only remedy that yes, the Vata dosha is occurring, then please take care of it regarding your health. Also, you can definitely have some bowel disturbances at the initial part of this transit. So till December, if you are having Vata dosha, then please take care that you are taking the medications according to it, so that you are not facing the bowel disturbances. And the other part of remedies, if we discuss for the professional aspects, then they don't need much remedies, and just think that they should meditate every day. Sahaj mantra is very important to practice at this time, so that they are not going into any kind of obsession for anything. And also, it is recommended that if they can go for some religious travels, that is also very good. The spiritual travels, if they do during these times, so that will be very helpful for everyone.
For Scorpio moon sign people, Rahu Maharaj will be in the 5th house, Ketu Maharaj will be in the 11th house. If we actually understand this axis of 5 and 11, 5 is the place from where your sankalpas arise, 11th is the place where they get fulfilled. So, because Rahu Maharaj is in the 5th house now, you will have many desires, many thoughts or many sankalpas rising every day. You want to do this, I want to do this, I want to get this done. However, Ketu Maharaj in the 11th house will not let it fulfill. As Gurudev always mentioned, when you have one intention, it gets manifested very easily. But if you have like 20 intentions every day, then nothing will get manifested. So the same situation is going to happen. So to make your intentions work or to fulfill your desires or to fulfill your dreams, it will take a lot of hard work during this time, at least 1.5 years. Do not expect nature to help you in fulfillment. Rahu Maharaj again in the 5th house, for students it could be a better thing. It is a good time for those who want to apply to study abroad. However, there could be a lot of fear and anxiety related to studies and future education. For this, I strongly recommend all the students, I strongly recommend that you should start listening to the chants of Sri Vishnu Sahasranam. every single day. Because 5th house is also the house of romantic relationship and creativity. For creative people, fantastic time, because Rahu Maharaj supports creativity and innovation, especially innovation, out of the box, lateral thinking. All these things are supported by Rahu Maharaj. However, Ketu Maharaj's presence in the 11th house, this may not be the best time for people whose business is dependent on networking. So you might feel that your network is not growing. In fact, people might drop out of your network. Your friend circle may shrink. Friends may leave you, or there could be some misunderstanding, some fight or some disagreement, because of which your friends will part their ways. There is also a possibility that you get into a quarrel with your elder brother or elder sibling, and because of that, the relationship between you two may get stifled. Rahu Maharaj, again in the 5th house, enhances the possibility of mantra siddhi. So be it Ketu Maharaj or Rahu Maharaj, 5th house Rahu Maharaj definitely can help you in mantra siddhi. But it may also cause some confusion. So if you are experiencing certain things while doing your mantra sadhana, do not rely too much on that, because it may cause some yog maya as well. So again, for all those who are practicing certain mantras, serious sadhak who are mantra chanters, serious sadhaks who are practicing mantras on day-to-day basis, add Shri Vishnu Sahasranam to your daily schedule. Apart from that, it is also important that you do Sudarshan Kriya every single day. If you have not learned it, I strongly recommend go to the Art of Living Center near your place, find a teacher and learn Sudarshan Kriya ASAP. Because this is the time when unnecessary fears will crop up, be it relationship, be it your studies or your mantra practices. So if you want to stay away from all these things, for all these unnecessary anxiety and fears, I positively recommend learning Sudarshan Kriya and practicing it every single day.
If we talk about their health, then whenever the Rahu Maharaj is transiting to the 5th house, suddenly back pain and back issues rises. This is a common finding which we usually get. And also, if you see, the Agni is going to drop suddenly. The Agni which is working at a good pace, suddenly Jatha Agni will be reducing. And because of that, whatever they are eating, that will not be digested properly. So it is important that right now you can keep more fasting, because the more you keep fasting, so the Agni takes its place again and it is rising. Reduce the amount of food which you are consuming. Also consume the foods which are easy to digest, rather than having a lot of foods which are rich in kapha and lot of foods which are rich in ghee and oils, because they will not be digested easily for you. And also for the people who are already having some mental diseases or emotions, this is the time when the episodic diseases of the mental illness can flare up again. So it is recommended that the remedies which Aashutosh ji has already discussed to you, you should do it constantly. And also the mantra practice shall not be stopped. And if the mental illnesses are disturbing more, then yes, doing the Rudra mantra every day, even 1008 times, can be done for all these kind of people. So it will be helpful for them in a long run. For the Sagittarius moon sign people, the Rahu Maharaj is entering into a 4th house and the Ketu Maharaj is entering into the 10th house. So suddenly when the Ketu Maharaj transit will happen, there are chances that you might feel to change your job or change your existing work which you are doing. Some disturbances might come, or you might not feel interested in doing the work. So these are the main things which can be there. Also, the Rahu Maharaj, when they are entering into the 4th house, so it is the time when suddenly the respiratory illnesses and the issues such as allergic bronchitis and all the problems like asthma, they rise suddenly. So the people who are already asthmatic or having these kind of issues, they should take care of their health. And for the professional aspects, if we talk about, then Ketu Maharaj's 10th house transit is very good for the people who are into the job of healers or who are analysts, because the intuitive power will increase and the works which need the decision making and intuitive decision making. So this is a good time for the people who are into this profession.
In fact, when you mentioned analysts, I would also say all stock market people, for them also, because Ketu Maharaj is all about trend projections, analyzing the past data and projecting the trends. So usually for stock market people who are into analyzing the data and projecting future trends, it will be a very good time. They feel that their analytical abilities are supporting them in their work. And of course, in astrology also, we do the same. Jyotish also, we analyze the past data and project the future trends. So it is a good time for all the astrologers also to do something or to do some research in their job, in their field. Rahu Maharaj in the 4th house at the same time, because 4th house is the house of land, property, vehicles. So it is extremely important that if you are buying a property, if you are buying a land or a vehicle, it is extremely important that you check all the papers very thoroughly. In fact, if you are buying a vehicle, make sure that it is properly tested and checked by an expert before you buy it. Because there is a good probability that if you sign an agreement, especially to buy a property or a land, there is a possibility of some confusion or something wrong being in it. The terms may not be very clear, or the papers may not be very clear, and because of this, you don't want to get stuck. You don't want your money to get stuck in it. So it is highly advised, get your properties paper checked properly with a lawyer if you're planning to buy it in the next 1.5 years. Apart from it, 4th house Rahu Maharaj again influences the health of mother. So it is important that you take care of your mother anyways. Do not get scared, do not get anxious about the health of mother. Know that Rahu Maharaj more often than not cause fear. Rahu Maharaj is all about what is not there but it seems to be. Yeah. So you might feel that things are not well, but they are going to be okay. So do not take any decision or do not make any hasty decision out of fear or uncertainty, because this will spoil the situation. So if you want things to be handled properly, understand the whole situation and then act on it rationally, not impulsively. Very important. 10th house Ketu, of course, as you already mentioned, Nishchay, that it may make you not work. It will create some kind of disinterest in your work, or you might want to change your workplace. You may want to change your work itself. Important thing here is 4th house is also the house of contentment. 10th house is the house of karma. So your natural bent would be, your natural way of working would be that you want to be more contented, you want to be more at your home, in your own comfort zone, than to going out of your comfort zone and working hard. If you get trapped into this circle, then things will get difficult for you. So be very aware, be very cautious, not to get trapped into your comfort zone. Try to break your comfort zone every day and start working for something else, something more interesting. If you are into too much into materialistic things, then I would suggest it's a good time to step into some social work. Associate yourself with some NGO, do some seva. It will really help you in a longer way.
Also, if we see the Rahu Maharaj from the 4th house is aspecting the 12th house. So yes, the chances of foreign travels are going to increase for Sagittarius sign people. Also, the long travels are going to increase for them, and the sleep disturbances might come. And yes, as you very well said about the comfort zone, this is the time if they get into more of their comfort zone, but that is the time when they will be going away from their home because of some work or some changes in their work. They might not be able to stay at their home. So do not be worried because of that or obsessed because of any remedies for them.
Yes, 4th house Rahu Maharaj, again it is very highly recommended to all to meditate every day. Especially Sahaj meditation is very helpful for Sagittarius people. And the 10th house Ketu Maharaj is get involved in some seva. Karma Yoga is very important for you. Break out of your comfort zone, get involved into some seva without expecting anything in return. Do something for the good of society. This is the best remedy I can suggest for transit of Ketu, 10th house Ketu. For Capricorn moon sign people, Rahu Maharaj will be in 3rd house, Ketu Maharaj in the 9th house. Good time, I would say. Rahu Maharaj in the 3rd house is very good. 3rd house is the house of courage and valor, and Rahu Maharaj being there gives you a lot of courage. In fact, it gives you a lot of spirit of enterprise. If you're a businessman, you want to start something, a very good time to start things. It makes you a risk taker, and in business it is often said that risk equates reward. So of course it is a good time for all those who want to start something new, or who are already engaged in some project but they want to expand or do something innovative. So all these things are very supportive during this time, because Rahu Maharaj is transiting from the 3rd house. 3rd house is also the house of neighbors, as I mentioned. This is also the house of your siblings. So there is a possibility that there could be some disagreement or some misunderstanding with your younger sibling. There is also a possibility that you might get some disturbances, or you might get disturbed, or because of some misunderstanding with your neighbors also. Things may get a little bitter between the neighbors and you. So you need to be a little careful about that aspect of life. Ketu Maharaj at the same time in the 9th house. It is a very good placement, Ketu Maharaj in the 9th house. Stay close to your Guru. Do whatever he says. Even if it takes a lot of things to let go, or if it takes you to come out of your comfort zone, even if it takes things you may not like to do, but listen to your Guru. Because Ketu Maharaj, when transits from the 9th house, it leads you towards moksha, towards enlightenment. For all spiritual seekers, just stick to your Guru's words. Have faith in the decisions of Guru. Or have faith in that big mind which is managing everything. Because this is the time your spiritual growth will shoot up, it will speed up like anything. 9th house Ketu, it is often said that your Guru will make sure, even if he has to beat you with a stick, but he will make sure that you move towards moksha, you achieve moksha in this lifetime, you achieve the enlightenment in this lifetime. So of course this is a transit we are talking about, so this particular time period is extremely important for your spiritual growth. This may create some differences with your father. You might be worried or concerned about your father's health, or there will be difference of opinion with the father. Because of it, some disagreement, some quarrels may arise. This may also increase some disagreements with your bosses, your mentors at your workplace. Do not ignore your father's advice. Do not ignore what your mentors are saying. Give them enough attention so that there is no miscommunication and there is no differences. Sometimes it happens that you are at no fault, but because you are ignoring somebody who needs attention at that time, that's why the differences start to begin. So you have to be careful that do not ignore your boss at work. Otherwise, things will get very difficult for you at work. Overall, if I have to see, Rahu in the 3rd house is a very good placement. If you are into the field of social media, digital platform, website development, you are an influencer, a very good time. Because Rahu Maharaj will give you an exponential growth in the 3rd house, especially in your following, your subscription. A good time for all social media influencers.
If we talk about their health, then Ketu Maharaj is there in the 9th house. It is an ideal placement, but the Agni is more high in the part of metabolism, because the 9th house deals with the metabolic activity of the body, and it ensures the good health also. Because the metabolism is very high, the Pitta might rise in the Makar, in the Capricorn moon sign people. So they need to take care that if the Pitta is already rising, then consume some ghee and also consume some curd if they are already having this problem. Also, they need to understand that the disease which is already present might require the surgical interventions to be done. So yes, it is better to do Mahaganapati Atharva meditation daily, especially during the transit time, either of the dusk or the dawn, so that these all conditions might not flare up. And rest, this is a better and good transit. For the Aquarius moon sign people, the Rahu Ketu transit is going to happen in the 2nd and the 8th house. So Rahu Maharaj is going to be there in your second house, and Ketu Maharaj is transiting on the 8th house. If we talk about second house, it represents the finances, it also represents the family. So yes, the finances are going to increase and responsibilities in families also might increase. But yes, since Rahu Maharaj is there, some chaos and disruption will also be there. So finances will be fluctuating. They will overall grow and there will be gains, but it will not be a constant gain of money. It will come in inconsistent, fluctuating manner. Also, the family misunderstandings, disturbances will rise up more. So it is important that they are not involving into any unnecessary quarrels or unnecessary things which are going to disturb the overall harmony of their family. Ketu Maharaj is transiting through the 8th house, and 8th house is house of surgeries also, and Ketu Maharaj is also the significator of surgery. So the surgical illnesses can rise up during this 1.5 years. So please take care that you are not entering into such diseases, and how to take care that the surgical illnesses like hernia, which used to take place if you are lifting some heavy weights or if you are involving into very heavy strenuous exercises. So please avoid doing the unnecessary heavy exercises. This is a recommendation. If you are doing gymming, then please do not put a lot of weights which you cannot bear or which are difficult for you to sustain. So please do exercise in a slow and moderate manner. Okay. And other things which you need to take care is your gut health, definitely, because there are chances that the intestinal health is going to be affected, and also the sudden IBS and inflammatory bowel disease can also rise up during this time. So please take care of your gut health. Do not keep long fasting, because the fasting will increase a lot of Agni and then there will be the chances of ulceration. So do not fast more. This is a recommendation for your health.
In fact, Nishchay, you pointed out rightly, second house, Rahu. So there could be a tendency of overeating or not eating at all. So moderation is the key when it is about your eating habits. Be very careful in what you are eating and moderate it. Have regular food at regular intervals in a limited quantity. And you have to be very careful about your words. Do not lie at all at any cost. Because during this time, if you lie, it will simply have a direct implication on your finances and your health as well. So best policy is speak the truth always and speak it in a pleasant way. Mind your words, what you are saying. Rahu Maharaj in the second house can create a lot of misunderstanding because of the words spoken by you. So you have to be very careful on that part. 8th house Ketu is very good for spiritual growth. Again, it is a good time to do spiritual sadhana. However, 8th house Ketu, as you correctly mentioned, there could be bowel related issues or hernia sort of issues. I have seen 8th house Ketu transit sometimes give piles also. So you need to be a little careful about such diseases. Take all precautionary means and get your checkups done on regular intervals. 8th house Ketu, I highly recommend chanting Narayana Ashtakshari mantra. When Ketu transits the 8th house, it is highly recommended. This will also take care of the second house Rahu, because Lord Vishnu is the Lord of sustenance. So the second house Rahu may cause some disruption in your sustenance pattern or in your sustaining energies. So chanting the names of Lord Narayana, especially the Ashtakshari mantra, is very helpful when Rahu Ketu is in the 2-8 axis.
Also, if we talk about some innovations which happen, so this is the time when we have seen that a lot of Aquarians have done very good thing in the research, and especially a lot of intuitive ideas regarding research flare up in their mind. So if you are planning for any research, especially astrological researches, it is a good time for you to do it.
In fact, during this entire period, Shanidev will be transiting the Aquarius sign also. So in any ways, minding your words, making sure the quality of the food you are taking, and if you are involving into research, then making sure that the research is properly quality-wise analyzed. The quality of the research has to be good. Whatever outcomes you are sharing, they are properly checked, edited, all these things you need to make sure. And this will really help this transit go in an easy way for Aquarian people. For Pisces moon sign people, Rahu Maharaj is transiting your moon sign, Ketu Maharaj is 7th from it. It is extremely important when Rahu Maharaj transits your own moon sign. Rahu Maharaj is the planet of all confusion, doubts, uncertainty. So this is going to be year and a half, 18 months of utter doubts and confusion. Do not make any important decisions of your life, not a life-changing decisions at all. You might feel some unnecessary fear, anxiety. You might feel some depression also at times. It is highly recommended that do not succumb to such feelings. Rahu Maharaj acts in a way, it will create all kind of confusions and fears in your mind, but things may not manifest. So what happens during Rahu's period? That out of this fear, out of this anxiety, you act in some erratic way, and that's how you create troubles for yourself. So I strongly recommend do not make any important decision during this time, especially until May 2025, until Rahu Maharaj is transiting your moon sign. If you get any fear, any doubts about yourself or about things around you, do not give too much importance to such fears and doubts. Chant or listen to the chants of Vishnu Sahasranam every single day. You must do Sudarshan Kriya every single day. It is extremely important that you do not miss a single day of Sudarshan Kriya and a single week of long Sudarshan Kriya during this entire journey, entire period of Rahu Gochar, Rahu transit through your moon sign. If you do not let your sadhana break, everything stays intact. But if your sadhana breaks, then all kind of fears, negativity, confusion enters in your life and you make some wrong decision, and that's how you create problems for yourself. At the same time, Ketu Maharaj will be transiting the 7th house. So Ketu Maharaj in the 7th house certainly create troubles in the relationship. Relationship is a Jala Tattva thing, is a water element thing. It takes a lot of water element to connect with people. Ketu Maharaj is extreme fire. So it dissolves all, it evaporates all the feelings and relationships and emotions from a partnership, from a relationship. So it is extremely important that you make sure that you do not ignore your partner, because wherever the Ketu Maharaj transit, it is a natural tendency to ignore that aspect of life. So during this time, you might be thinking too much about yourself. Sometimes people get self-obsessed. All the narcissistic attributes starts to grow when Rahu Maharaj is transiting your moon sign. And because you're thinking too much about yourself, that's how the depression or anxiety starts to crop up. So be easy on yourself. Do not worry too much about yourself. Understand that this is an illusory phase you are going through. Do not think too much only about yourself, and give due respect and due attention to your partner in relationship. Even if you are in business, this is a time when your partners may want to leave you. If your relationship is already going through a testing time, be very careful during this time. Make sure that your partner's feelings are properly understood. You are taking care of your partner very well. Otherwise, it may turn into, I have seen during Ketu's time a lot of separations happening. So if you want to avoid such situations, balance thinking about yourself and your partner, balance your attention between yourself and your partner. I recommend doing Rahu Shanti Homa. If things are really difficult in your married life, I recommend getting Ketu Shanti Homa and praying to Lord Ganapati by listening to the chants of Ganapati Atharva Shirsham 3 times every single day.
If we talk about Rahu Maharaj transiting the Lagna, so it can give 2 results. Either the person is going towards addictions because Dharma Trikona is anyway affected, so there is no more morality which is there. The person can go into wrong things, but also this is the time when Swadhyaya in the person increases. So this depends on your will, that you can turn this energy to go more into introspection, and you can check that what all patterns are binding you. This can be a time when you can be free of your patterns also, if you utilize it properly. But for that, yes, definitely, as you have already told, that sadhana is very important, the pranayama is very important, so that your vision is clear. So if you are following it, then this time can turn into a very good time for Swadhyaya, and you can be free from a lot of your patterns which are binding you again. And with the aspect of health, if you are looking, then Ketu Maharaj in the 7th house can give rise to a lot of heavy bleeding issues in the woman. Menstrual bleeding can be very heavy. So yes, accordingly they should take care of it. And also, this is the time when the fire is more in the 7th house, so the inflammatory diseases which can rise into the lower part of abdomen, into the kidneys also. So yes, consume a lot of water, because water is going to evaporate from the kidneys. So yes, this is advisable. They should not enter into any kind of business agreement without having a proper check on their business partner. They will be ignoring the terms and conditions, and they can just go into any kind of agreement, and that will be troubling. So please take care that this part is taken care of.
People may need to take care of their reproductive system and the urinary system. For women, gynec related things they need to take care of.